Good evening and thank you for joining us. You are watching the 9 at Night. I'm Steve Spriester. Welcome to the newsroom. A suspect is in critical condition tonight after engaging in a shootout with San Antonio police. The initial shooting happened near a car wash on Essex and Hackberry Streets. Police Chief William McManus says the 33-year-old suspect had a dispute with another man over money, and he allegedly shot that man in the leg. Wasn't the end of it, though. The suspect drove away to a nearby home and opened fire on police with an AR-15 rifle. The chief says the suspect fired more than 20 rounds at officers before being shot himself. Now we're getting a look at what happened leading up to the shooting, and we'll have that story coming up tonight on the Night Beat on KSAT. 3 quickly became a crowd in a southeast side apartment today when an ex-boyfriend and a current boyfriend got into an argument leading to a deadly shooting. It happened at noon at an apartment on East South Cross near South WW White Road. San Antonio police said the victim went inside the apartment to speak with his ex-girlfriend privately in one room. That's when police said the current boyfriend got upset and shot through the wall, hitting the victim.
Witness was able to come out of the room, and when the victim exited that room, the suspect fired several rounds towards the victim, striking him and causing him to die.
The police say the suspect, the current boyfriend, took off after the shooting. The Bexar County Medical Examiner's Office has not identified the victim. Drugs, guns, and threats. Just in the last few days, we've seen a high school student arrested for having drugs and a weapon on campus, as well as 2 13-year-olds threatening a teacher. It's got to be upsetting for parents, and now some parents want the district to get things under control. They tell us even with the BCSO School Safety Task Force, more needs to be done since deputies are limited to protecting outside the school and need to be invited in for extra help. Well, some parents believe this needs to happen soon since they say a problem spot is the restrooms at schools where kids and fighting, and they're also smoking THC vapes.
I'm glad to see that they're arrested so they can learn a lesson. You can only do what you can do with society.
The night team's John Paul Barajas at tonight's NISD board meeting. We'll have a full breakdown on what parents had to say and administrators tonight on the Night Beat. And consider this a new tool in the toolbox for teen trauma care. What if we all took the time to better understand the why behind our behaviors and the behaviors of others? It's a practice known as trauma-informed care, which UT Teen Health is now certified in. Director Kristen Plastino says the practice applies to everyday life, like when someone cuts you off while driving or cuts in line. It's especially critical when it comes to counseling teens and understanding them.
We're looking at people as a whole, not looking at them at just like, my goodness, why are you doing this? It's more, what's happened to you? How did we get to this situation or this problem? When a child has an asthma exacerbation, perhaps there are things going on in their home outside of the medical side of things.
UT Teen Health certification provided by the Ecumenical Center, a local organization that helps set the standard for counseling children, adults, and families. Today, Nashville police releasing body camera footage, this footage that you're looking at, giving them a better look at how 2 officers took down the gunman there. We want to warn you, this video is disturbing. Nashville police say it took 2 officers just 3 minutes to locate the shooter once they arrived at the school, and that was only 14 minutes that had passed from when the first 911 call was made to when that assailant was killed. Officials confirmed the shooter was a 28-year-old former student. Chilling surveillance video shows the shooter driving into the parking lot before the shooting and then shooting through locked doors of the school to get in, then moving through the halls in what police called a pre-planned attack. Police said the shooter purchased 7 weapons from 5 different gun stores, 3 of which were used in the shooting rampage yesterday. All 6 victims have since been identified, with the students only being 9 years old. Back here at home, a couple of stolen Kias landing 3 Wagner High School students in custody. Sheriff Javier Salazar says it started with a short chase between patrol deputies and the driver of what appeared to be a stolen vehicle. The suspect drove onto the campus of Wagner, and both he and another person ditched that car and ran away. According to the sheriff's office, 3 students matching the descriptions of the suspects tried blending in with the Wagner student body before they were seen running away from campus. Deputies detained all 3, and around the same time, deputies found a second stolen vehicle. And while searching the cars, a backpack, laptop, and student ID belonging to one of the teens in custody were found. They're facing charges for the stolen cars and evading arrest. The sheriff's office says at least one of the car owners unaware of the theft, that his car was gone. He didn't know it until deputies actually contacted him. We have an update on a murder investigation. The man found dead at the Palacia apartment homes last week, identified as Rafael Redondo Navarrete. His body was found in a stairwell at the complex on Sahara Drive near San Pedro and Isom. At last check, San Antonio police were still looking for the person who shot him. Isolated showers expected tonight and tomorrow. A big drop in temperatures compared to what we've seen the last few days. Meteorologist Adam Caskey in the Weather Center with the latest.
A few isolated showers and storms tonight, and then a 20% chance off and on through the day tomorrow. Not much in terms of coverage. Cooler tomorrow, 55 in the morning, a high of only 65. But then we're back into the upper 70s on Thursday, Friday, mid 80s. Notice those daily isolated rain and thunderstorm chances at 20%. But I do want to point out Thursday morning, you'll run into some drizzle and fog.
Buying things on Facebook Marketplace can be a great way to save money or even make extra cash if you're selling. But it's not without its downsides and dangers. 12 on your side's Marilyn Moritz looks at ways to keep it safe.
Michelle Concha is all about shopping on Facebook Marketplace.
They'll have a price, but if I think that it's a little higher and then they meet me at my price, then I definitely feel like a winner.
I know you can find some great deals on social media. I got this set for cheap. Some paint did wonders, but you can also end up getting scammed. So there are some ways to protect yourself and your money. First, meet in a public, well-lit location, not your home, and don't go alone. Consider a police substation. It's also wise to share your meetup plan with somebody. When it comes to payment, carrying cash is risky. Facebook Marketplace recommends a secure peer-to-peer payment method like PayPal. But not all P2P apps are the same.
For each of these apps, don't just assume that their default settings are ones that manage your privacy, security, and also have the best policies for helping you get your money back in case of an error.
Apple Cash, Cash App, Venmo, nor Zelle reimburse users for sending money to the wrong person or sending the wrong amount. As for Michelle, she takes a peek at the seller's profile.
I actually have bought a car on Facebook Marketplace, and then it was because we had people in common in the area that I felt actually more secure about buying the car from that person.
You don't want to buy a stolen car, so be sure to run a Carfax report. And remember, some scammers aren't after your money. They want your personal information, so don't overshare. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
Good advice. We're out of time. Thanks for joining us for the 9 at Night. See you on the Night Beat. Have a great one.